I was sent this 3-drawer shoe cabinet in exchange for my review, so let's take a look. The first thing I always do is organize everything and lay out the pieces. I really appreciated that the hardware was organized and lettered, so I knew which piece I needed. Step 1, you're going to assemble the black frame, so you're going to start by installing the hardware exactly as the instructions say. The whole system works with these interlocking nuts and bolts, and even my little guy was able to help me and screw them together tightly. So once you got those cross beams in the right spot, you just put on the other side of the black frame. You want to be careful to line that up. And here's a close look at that interlocking system. You're going to fit it on the screw head and then give it a sharp turn to the right and it locks into place. Here's a look at that frame fully assembled. Now it's time for me to start on the drawers. So again, I laid out all my pieces where I could see them. And drawer assembly was especially simple, I thought. It took 10 screws per drawer to put the basic brackets on the sides. You do need a Phillips head screwdriver and a hammer for this project, but everything else is completely included. So once I got those side wings on, it was time to put the back base. You want to make sure that particle board edge is facing down, so when you open your drawer, you're not going to see the particle board. I built 3 of those, and then I put on the hardware. It's bright, shiny silver. I love the marbling on these doors. I think it's my favorite thing about this case. Be sure not to tighten everything on this step because you want it moving until you secure it. But basically, you're going to line up the holes just like the instructions say. And you kind of have this black piece that allows for wiggle room. So that's the piece that's actually going to allow your drawer to swing back and forth. I wasn't sure how this system would work, but it actually worked seamlessly. And I did everything correct my first try. Here's a look at the finished product once I stood the cabinet up. Now, there is equipment to anchor it to the wall, but I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I found that each drawer held about 4 pairs of shoes. Now I am a women's size 10 and it did take up almost the whole cabinet. So if you're an 11 or 12, or if you're a man with a larger foot, I'm not sure the shoes would fit, but my shoes did fit, although not my athletic ones. Here's a look at it styled. I definitely love the overall look. I like that it's thin against the wall. It's not taking up too much space, and it definitely matches the vibe of my house. This would be a great cabinet to use for children's shoes as well. I bet you could fit at least 10 pairs per drawer, so that would give you tons of storage. Overall, I do like this cabinet. It was easier to build than I thought it would be, and I like that it keeps shoes out of sight. It's a good entryway table. I like it, and I do recommend it.